Hi guys, I thought I would make a video now that we're close to the year's end. A year ago I made a video in Spanish talking about my language goals for that year, and I remember talking about Hungarian and Turkish and so forth, and during that year I did read through the Teach Yourself Hungarian, and I found that language highly interesting. Unfortunately, language is also a matter of time and contact and a number of factors that aren't always under our control. But it's also a matter of developing a taste for certain things, like the fact that now I've really developed a taste for Turkish music, even Turkish pop music. So I think Turkish has kind of won out against Hungarian for the time being, at least, as a language that I'm really interested in. Also, I find Turkish more accessible because of all of the Arabic and the Arabic and Persian roots, which are still abundant, despite all attempts to purify the language. So that's a language I definitely intend to study this year. And then there's German. I've decided that because apparently my accent isn't too bad at all in German, I would strive towards fluency. Although I don't know about this question of fluency. I think often it's life itself that chooses what languages we're going to become fluent in. But I do plan to be working on my German quite a bit. Now I must confess, during this year I became quite addicted to Latin, to reading in Latin. It's really a language that won out, I think, as far as my interest. Now I know some people are going to come along and say, why do you like that dead language and so forth and so forth. Well, actually, Latin is neither dead nor living. I mean, it's neither entire. We can't understand the position of Latin entirely in terms of those metaphors. It's perhaps dead in some ways and living in other ways. And if Latin is a vampire, maybe it's going to suck some of my blood, but I don't care. I don't mind having some of my blood sucked by this language. I mean, maybe it's a healthy thing. Maybe it's a bloodletting. I really like Latin. I was talking to my brother in Latin recently, and although he's never studied the language, he can understand it, or at least understand my version of it because of all of his scientific background. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to embark on the study of any new languages this year. Probably not, but you never know what's going to happen. You might suddenly take a great deal of interest in a language. I have a little experiment going on with Thai. I really haven't studied Thai yet, but I have this experiment going on where I just walk around my apartment and listen to the Pimsleur tapes over and over again to see what's happening, if it's going to end up getting inside my head or not. This is pretty cool sounding language. Let's see. Well, with Arabic, I think it's just something I have to do gradually. Keep on reading on books about the Arabic language, try to accumulate what I can, and see if I can reach a point where I can actually read fables and maybe stories from the Arabian Nights and so forth. But I've still got a long way to go. And the nice thing about Latin is I'm already reading quite a bit. I'm reading traditional fairy tales in Latin. I'm reading Aesop's fables and enjoying them quite a bit, and things of that nature. Okay. Well, this is quite a bit different from last year's video, but variety is the spice of life. See you guys. Have a good year.